Got it quiet. Can't start without the tree balls. Good afternoon. Welcome to our Troy City Council meeting of February the 27th. Will you please stand and say a prayer and then pledge. Dear God, thank you for this day. And thank you for our many blessings. And dear God, to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let it be shown that all members are present tonight at our council meeting. First up on our agenda is to review and approve our council minutes from our previous meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written? So moved. We have a motion by Mr. Davis. Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Baker. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Abstention? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up on our agenda is to approve tonight's agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written, or the agenda as written?
So moved.
There's a motion by Ms. Holland. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second by Mr. Davis. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Next up is committee reports. The only committee report that we have is the Troy City Council met at 3:30 upstairs for a work session. We went into executive session to discuss an issue and then came back out and then we adjourned our meeting and came downstairs. So next up on our agenda is item number 6, resolution 2024-38, the authority to reject bids and rebid right-of-way clearing. Solomon?
Yes, sir. So we sent out requests for bids for our power line, right-of-way clearing, and vegetation management services. This is a service that we've been doing had contracted out for roughly 8-10 years now, allowing us to clear around the overhead electric lines, which improves our reliability and safety as well. For our crew members, we received 4 responses from qualified contractors. Unfortunately, all of those were found to be over our approved budget, so we are requesting that the council rejects these bids and allows us to rebid the service. We have a couple modifications we want to make to the requirements, as well as trying to make it a longer contract period, which we believe will allow us to come under that budget number. So again, our request is to reject bids and rebid with some modifications.
Do we have any questions of council for Solomon on this? And Mayor, this does come to your approval, correct?
Absolutely, this is vital that we do this.
Do we have a motion to approve resolution 2024-38?
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Moser. Do you have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Baker. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Next up on our agenda tonight is resolution 2024-39, a recreational trails program, professional services. Ms. Sanders.
Good afternoon. The City of Troy was awarded the Rec Trails Program funds to construct a recreational trail and add additional support facilities at the Hubert Maddox Washington Park. This project includes a multi-use walking and biking trail, benches, picnic tables, landscaping with trees, and improved and expanded parking. The city's solicited for proposals through South Central Alabama Development Commission for provision of engineering and professional services for this project per the requirements of the grant. We received proposals from CEG Engineering, Goodwin Mills and Kaywood, Krebs Engineering, Poly Engineering, and Southern Engineering Solutions. Based on the city's team rating of all proposals received, using a rating system, Goodwin Mills and Kaywood was deemed the most qualified for the services called for. This resolution selects and awards Goodwin Mills and Kaywood for these services, authorizes the contract, and also authorizes the mayor to execute said contract.
Thank you, ma'am. Do we have any questions from Ms. Sanders concerning this?
When does we want to start?
Hopefully, once this resolution is passed, then we'll work with Goodwin Mills and Haywood regarding the contract and get started as soon as we can on the design.
Thank you.
So the first part that you'll be doing is exactly,
The design of the project.
and then after the design,
Then we'll bid the project and then start construction.
okay, thank you.
Any other questions from Ms. Sanders? If not, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2024-39?
So moved.
I have a motion by Ms. Holly, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Moultrie. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition, any abstention, motion carried. Thank you, ma'am. Next up is Resolution 2024-40, an ADM grant application for recycling. Mr. Tubbs.
Mayor Council, this is a grant with the Alabama Department of Environmental Management. Last year, we were awarded a grant for $84,618.80. So this year, we're applying again. There's no matching funds for this grant. And this year, we're requesting the following: 10 open-top trailers, 10 closed-top trailers, 223-gallon recycle containers. We want to move our baler that we currently have in the middle of the floor to one side of the building, allows a larger hopping area, and 95-gallon secure document carts, and a standard work truck so that we can service the trailers that we already have out there. And the total that we're asking for this year is $191,860.60.
Thank you, sir. Any
When you
questions?
say hopping area,
Where we sort and dump all our recycled goods. Yes.
You have any other questions, Mr. Tubbs? Our odds of getting this grant?
Pretty good. I've been here 4 years, so 3 years we received the grant.
Outstanding.
So pretty good at like 99.9.
They've been good to us, so I say that.
okay.
That's good enough. Thank you, sir. Do we have a motion to approve Resolution 2024-40?
So moved.
We have a motion by Ms. Moultrie, do you have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Holly. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Any extension?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-1. 4-0-1. Next up on our, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next up on our agenda is ordinance 450, amending the chapter 3 of the codes of ordinances. This will constitute our first reading of this ordinance based on some changes that we had, and we will bring this up in 2 weeks at our next meeting. Next up on our agenda is ordinance 451, amending chapter 13 of the code of ordinances. Mr. Chapman.
Yes, sir, there are several proposed changes to the utility ordinance here. The first one is to just add language to make sure that an apartment complex or any residence that is owned by and the utility bill is in the name of the apartment complex or the company that is used as a residence, so they can be on a residential rate. Just add some language to clarify that. We've done this for years, and our attorney recommended that we add that just to make sure that's clear. There's a new electric rate for electric vehicle standalone charging stations. It's a meter just for an electric vehicle charger, nothing else. It's not part of any other building or business or home or anything else. Then there's a new electric rate just for those. Those tend to be either, when they're used pretty heavily, and they're either all or nothing while they're being used. It can be used, day, night, whenever somebody stops to use one of them, so the usage can be very erratic. In addition, there's a new electric rate, and if someone wants to put in solar panels or something similar to that on their home, that they would be required to do to cover our costs. In addition to that, the last couple of pages are a lot of details of how someone would go about doing that things for safety purposes that we would require them to do to make sure that it's inspected and put there properly and that everything's good to go. And then the final one is there's a change to clearly state that city observed holidays also qualify as weekends, bring after hours, reconnect charges or after hours charges. So when we do that, the way the language is now, it says, weekends, but city holidays, observed holidays when the city's closed. We want that to reflect the same way, because the city's closed, essentially everyone's at home when it's off, so it would fall under the same guidelines, having to pay someone to do that work. Those are the changes in that order.
So reconnect fees have not changed, is that right?
This just makes it where a holiday, a city observed holiday is treated like a weekend. Right, since we're all going to be, that's all that portion of it is.
Any other questions from Mr. Chadwick? If not, we have a motion to approve ordinance 451.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Davis, a second by Ms. Moultrie. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, any abstention, motion carried. Thank you, sir. Next up is ordinance 452, amending Article 5 of Chapter 5 of the Code of Ordinances, Floodplain Development. Ms. Atkins. And this also will constitute our second reading of this ordinance.
For the city to participate in the National Flood Insurance Program, it must adopt and enforce floodplain management regulations that meet or exceed the minimum standards and requirements. Our last update to the flood damage prevention ordinance was in 2020. This proposed ordinance is to keep us in compliance with FEMA's National Flood Insurance Program and the state's requirements. This ordinance pertains to development and identified special flood hazard areas per FEMA's flood insurance rate caps.
Thanks, ma'am. Any questions from Ms. Savage? If not, do we have a motion to approve ordinance 452?
So moved.
We have a motion by Ms. Moultrie, a second by Ms. Baker. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up on our agenda is ordinance 453. This will constitute our first reading, and the ordinance is 453 is amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 11, Article 11-3 weeks.
The city works hard to promote, maintain, and have a clean, healthy, safe, and attractive environment for all to live, work, and play. Overgrown grass and weeds on private property degrades the environment and community and causes health and safety hazards. This ordinance amends Section 11-22 of the weed article regarding notices. There are several amendments to notices, and these proposed amendments make it less costly and cumbersome to abate weeds while keeping sufficient notice of pending action.
Yes, ma'am. Any questions from Ms. Savage? Thank you. If not, this constitutes, again, our first reading of this ordinance, and we will take it up again at our next meeting. Next up on the agenda is appointments. The City Council has no appointments at this meeting, but next month, at one of our meetings, we will have an appointment for the airport committee that we will need to take up at that time. Mayor, do you have any appointments tonight? I have none. Next up on our agenda is mayor's comments.
I just say that, when a lot of work goes into the change of these ordinances. And I want to thank Melissa, Brian, and Solomon, and their crew, and then Shannon and her office for putting all this together, and Mr. Calhoun. There's a lot that goes into this, and I appreciate that we'll, looks like we'll finally be able to have the second reading on the amendment of Chapter 3 next time, but I appreciate y'all's input on that, and y'all kind of see how all these things are going, and we only change these things when it's necessary and things come up, but we've got a good group, and they work hard, and I'm very grateful for that, and I'm very grateful for y'all as a council working so well together and helping us with all of that. I say this every year when we do this, but Ms. Baker had to abstain from the vote because She works with a company that purchases some of our recycling materials. But she also worked very hard in the legislative process many years ago to create this grant. So, thank you. You're just gonna have to get mad at me every time. I'm not gonna, because when Mr. Max, you're newer, but, you know, when Shelby talked about the tipping fee, you know, as part of that process and what we deal with, that was, we have been very successful getting these grants throughout the year. These have been very important across the state. And the recycling industry in Alabama was instrumental in getting that done. Very, very proud of that. I think we've got the premier recycling program, certainly per capita, in the state. So, other than that, I think we'll leave everything to we got some big things coming next month. Hopefully we can discuss and bring some things to fruition. Other than that, unless there are specific questions.
Any questions for the mayor? Thank you, sir. If not, we move on to council comments. Ms. Hall.
I really don't have much. I do want to say thank you to the mayor and the staff and the council for supporting the advancements that are about to take place at Washington. It's good to know that the project is in the motion of getting to reality so that we can be able to enjoy our outdoor time in our community with our children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, our elderly and disabled, having access to that with this provisions that are coming. And I have nothing else.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Davis.
I echo what the mayor said about the staff, and what is good to me is that our ordinances, directives, our policies for our staff and employees are keeping them up to date for our citizens and keeping things working like it should be. Thank Ron for coming up with a lot of people don't like electric rates, but a rate for electric vehicle charging. That's something that is coming. We have quite a bit of that in our community, and I appreciate him doing that. And also the solar panel. This is going to be something that in the future we're all going to be facing and doing with. But we have the methodology in place now to work with citizens and getting that done, and that's important. To stay abreast of that. I wanted to let everybody know that for District 3, beginning March 1 is a cleanup month for the whole month of March. And if you do clean up and you have items that need to be picked up, all you have to do is call 311 or the city hall, and someone will make it work for you. So remember, District 3 starting March 1. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Baker.
Mayor, I appreciate your comments, yes, for the benefit of our guests. On a personal note, Shelby knows this, but I wish you much success in your grant application. I just certainly, out of an overabundance of caution, never want any potential conflict of interest that I might have to jeopardize that application. So I do always abstain, but it's on a personal note. Hopeful for you that we're going to see that award come through. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Booker.
Of course, you know, we're ending February, and we were blessed with an extra day for Black History Month. And so we just need to be mindful of our culture and our heritage, and know that no matter where we are, we always need to stay true to who we are and know who is our creator. And so once we know that it doesn't make any difference how many days in a month we get, you still stay true to who you are, because God created us all. We're all one big family. And I wanted to thank the chief, the fire chief, for keeping me informed of when we have fires or outbreaks that's in my district or in any district, and letting us know if we can possibly help. No, I don't work with OCAP, but I still have connections to where if somebody may possibly be homeless, that we can help that person, at least for up to 5 days. So thank you, Chief, and thank all of you all for your department. And Shelby, I know you're gonna get the grant. I was just saying, you said pretty sure. And pretty sure don't have a percentage in it. But I'm just happy that Shelby. That's all.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
And talking about an extra day, the citizens of District 2 appreciate the extra day this month. We have an extra day of cleanup. So this is for everybody. And with that, do I have a motion for adjournment?
So-
We're adjourned.